Carl Jung believed that dreams are not mere illusions or meaningless fragments of thought. To him, they were deeply significant, whispers from the unconscious, guiding us toward self-understanding and wholeness. Imagine the mind as an iceberg. The conscious mind is just the small visible tip, while the vast, hidden structure beneath is the unconscious. In this mysterious realm, dreams are messages, coded in symbols rich with emotion and often misunderstood. To Jung, each dream was like a personal myth, crafted not by accident but by design. He did not see dreams as random discharges of the brain or simple replays of daily events. Instead, he believed they arose from a deep intelligence within us, speaking in a symbolic language. They are the voice of the unconscious, trying to communicate what the waking ego may ignore, deny, or simply not yet comprehend. Unlike Freud, who thought dreams were largely expressions of repressed desires, Jung saw them as much more than wish fulfillments. He argued that they often act in a compensatory way, balancing out what is missing in our waking lives. If a person is overly rational, their dreams may bring up emotional, irrational, or chaotic images to counterbalance that. If someone sees themselves as strong and capable, they might dream of weakness or failure, not as a punishment but as a correction, a call to humility or reflection. This is the psyche's way of restoring balance, seeking harmony between conscious identity and the unconscious self. At the heart of Jung's dream theory is the concept of archetypes, universal symbols and motifs that live within all of us, part of what he called the collective unconscious. These are patterns of thought and behavior inherited across humanity: the hero, the shadow, the mother, the wise old man, the anima and animus. When we dream, these archetypes may appear not as literal beings, but as characters or forces that represent parts of our inner world. A chase through a dark forest may not just be about fear. It might be the shadow, the unknown and repressed side of us trying to make itself known. Jung believed dreams serve the greater purpose of individuation, the journey of becoming one's true self. Throughout life, the psyche urges us toward wholeness, not perfection but integration, embracing both our strengths and flaws, our conscious traits and unconscious patterns. Dreams then become stepping stones on that path. They don't just comment on our present state, they offer direction. They show us what we need to face, what we've hidden, what we've outgrown, or what longs to emerge. He did not believe in a one-size-fits-all dictionary of dream symbols. To Jung, interpretation required a personal, reflective approach. A snake in your dream might mean transformation, danger, or healing, depending on your life, your culture, and your emotional response. That's why Jung developed techniques like active imagination. To Carl Jung, dreams were not just events of the night. They were sacred messages, part of a living conversation between the conscious mind and the vast inner world of the unconscious. He believed that every dream, no matter how strange or terrifying, held meaning and purpose. They were not noise, not accidents of sleep, but carefully crafted stories from within, shaped by an inner intelligence trying to guide us home to ourselves. He often said that dreams are like letters from the soul, written in a language we must learn to read. And in this language, symbols speak louder than words. A dream is not trying to entertain or scare you, it is trying to show you something you're not seeing. When the ego, the conscious mind, becomes too proud, too narrow, or too lost in the world of reason and control, the unconscious sends a message. Sometimes it's a storm. Sometimes a child. Sometimes a dragon or a forgotten room in a house you didn't know you lived in. These are not just images. They are truths wrapped in mystery. Jung believed that the psyche is self-regulating. Just as the body works to heal a wound, the psyche too wants balance. If the conscious self is out of alignment, too rigid, too emotional, too disconnected, dreams will compensate. They bring what is missing. They point to what is broken. They hint at what longs to be born. This is why Jung so often emphasized the idea of compensation. The dream doesn't flatter the ego, it challenges it. It reveals the other side of the coin, the part of the story we've overlooked or buried. And this buried part, what Jung called the shadow, is often the most important. The shadow contains everything we reject or deny about ourselves. It is the anger we won't admit, the sadness we pretend we've outgrown, the desires we were taught to be ashamed of. But the shadow is not evil. It is merely unknown. And dreams are one of the main ways it tries to be known. Jung saw the confrontation with the shadow as essential for personal growth. A dream of being chased, falling, fighting, or failing may feel like a nightmare, but from Jung's point of view, it is a breakthrough waiting to happen. The monster in the dream is not the enemy, it is a part of you calling for attention, integration, and acceptance. Only by facing it can you become whole. But Jung's view of dreams went even deeper. He believed they were expressions of the self, the totality of the psyche far greater than the ego. The self is not just the sum of your conscious experiences, but the divine, mysterious center of who you are. When people dream of wise guides, sacred animals, shining children, or vast landscapes, Jung often saw these as symbols of the self. These dreams are not just personal, they are spiritual. They call us to a deeper truth, a richer identity, something eternal that lies beneath the surface of everyday life. This is where his idea of the collective unconscious comes into play. Jung believed that deep inside each of us is a layer of the unconscious shared with all humanity. It contains archetypes, primordial images and patterns that have shaped myths, religions, and legends across time and cultures. A dream of a great flood, a dying god, a mysterious mother, or a journey through darkness and light is not just your story. It's humanity's story, echoing through your soul. For Jung, this made dreams not only tools for personal insight but gateways to the sacred. They could lead you to your life's meaning. They could show you your calling. They could awaken your connection to something larger than yourself. But this journey isn't easy. It demands honesty, courage, and the willingness to face the unknown within. Jung didn't offer quick interpretations or universal meanings. He urged people to reflect, to explore, to listen. A dream is not a riddle to be solved by someone else. It is a mirror. It reflects your fears, your longings, your potential. And it asks you to engage with it, not from a place of control, but from a place of reverence. In this way, dreams are like forgotten stories waiting to be read again. Each one is a small piece of the grand mosaic of the soul, showing you not who you should be, but who you already are beneath the layers. For Jung, dreams are not about escaping reality, they are about returning to the deepest truth of your being, one symbol, one night, one whisper at a time.